This is a short 15-minute stretch video. So if you have 2 yoga blocks, I recommend you using them. If you don't have them, you can do everything without the blocks. If you have some couch pillows, some firmer pillows, you can use those. That would be a nice way to support you. Because we're going to use them underneath your back, I don't really recommend books because they're not that comfortable. So we're going to start in like a reclined fish. So 1 block, this can be the lowest setting or the middle, since we're starting class this way. And then the other block, so this is going to go below your shoulder blades. This one's going to go underneath your head. Some of you are going to want to start with it higher. We're going to start lying down in this position. It's a chest opener, a little bit of a back bend, and the opening is more through your thoracic spine, where we have the least mobility, just because of the way our spine is. It's not anything bad. It's a good thing. So I like to bring my body close to the blocks, right? I'm going to actually take it to the lowest setting because this is the first thing I'm doing in class. I want it to be chill. My knees are bent. Once you're set up, you can change your leg positioning. So as you set up, you might have to adjust a little bit. This other block is underneath your head. Sometimes that block gets wonky and you just have to fix it. You want to feel like you're not going to fall off because that's a little scary. We don't want to start class scary. So shoulders open up. So right away, you're in this position. You'll notice, oh, my head is up too high. My head's too low. This might still be too high for my back. If that's the case, you're pressing your elbows down, you're lifting up, you lose that block, and you could put the block underneath your hips instead. It changes the bridge. It's always fine, okay? So if it's underneath your hips, nothing wrong with that. Otherwise, that one block's horizontal, the other one's vertical, and you're setting yourself back up. Now, some of you have a ton of mobility, and you could actually ditch that top block, but we're not forcing anything here. Your elbows are going to come close to your body. So really, it's like your ribs. I always say, close your ribs. This is one chance you get where I'm not saying close your ribs. So elbows are by you, and then some of you could stretch your legs out, and that feels good. I would just walk my feet out a bit just to test it. You could have butterfly legs here. That actually amazingly feels really good compared to stretched out legs, but it might not for your body. So you're moving slow, right? I talk fast sometimes, but you're still moving slower. So just move like you're just with caution as you move into things so you can feel safe. And then eyes can shut down. Take a big breath in, especially if you have bright lights in your room. Big breath out. I want you to check in. So how do you actually feel? You're in this position, but do you feel okay? Do you really want to lower that second block? Do you need to lower the block underneath your head or raise it up? So you're in charge here. The class is for you. Another couple breaths. And then I want you to let your weight melt around the blocks, the props, right? So pillows would be a little more gentle. So if you feel like the blocks are too intense, you can always use pillows the next time. But notice right around your armpits, how does this feel? Notice right where your ribs are. Like, how does that feel? Like, how do you feel in your low back in that area? Right? If you're in pain, you need to get out of this position right away. I've said it a bunch of times, but it's because I mean it. Couple more breaths. I'll let you know when it's time to move. So if you adjusted your legs, you're gonna, if you have them in like butterfly, like I do, use your hands, you'll close your legs like a book. So getting out of the position is as important as getting into the position. Elbows come close to your body. I like to lift myself up and then roll off. You're lying down on your back. So you'll adjust on your mat if you somehow shimmied off. So if you need your head lifted, like if it's allergy season or if it just doesn't feel good, like if you get vertigo, you might want to leave your head propped up on that other block or a pillow. Otherwise, you could bring your head all the way down, and then you're taking up space. Palms can face the ceiling. If that doesn't feel good, hands could be on your body. I really want you just to notice how does your back feel after you had yourself in a propped up position. So you created all that space. Notice how your low back feels on your mat. How do your shoulders feel? Maybe even your chest. Maybe you feel like there's some opening somewhere else. Take a big breath into your belly. And then a big breath out. It could be audible. One more. Okay. You'll bend your knees. Feet are still on the floor, excuse me. Then you're gonna hug your left knees bent, stay in there. Hug your right knee into your chest. So we're basically staying here for a little bit longer. Your right knee hugs in. You could stay here or your left leg's reaching long. You're checking in again. How does your low back feel? If this pulls on your low back, you're bending your left knee a little or a lot, so your low back feels good. And then I want you to take your knee wide, like you could take your knee to your armpit. And then you could just bring your knee back center and then take your knee wide again. Eyes could still be closed, they could be open. You just kind of windshield wipering your leg a little bit, out and in. Your low back is long on your mat. And then I'm gonna have you hold your leg wide, so it's more towards your armpit. Then bring your knee back in. So from here, we're gonna stretch our leg up. I didn't have you get a strap or anything. If you have a strap at home, this is a great time to have one. I just really wanted this to be as few props as possible, so that this is doable and no reason not to do it. Hands could go behind your right thigh if you don't have a strap. If you have one, put it around the bottom of your right foot. So right here, your tailbone's still long, your right knee still might have a good bend, your left knee might be bent, that's fine. You're reaching your heel away from you. As you reach your heel away from you, keep your tailbone long. So if that means your knee has to stay more bent or you don't stretch your leg as straight, let it be that way. Take another breath in. Big breath out. Then you're gonna point your toes, your right toes, reach your toes toward the ceiling, and then flex your foot. And we'll do that one more time. You'll point your toes, and then you'll flex, pull your toes in towards your shin. And then rebend your right knee. Just give your knee a good squeeze. Hug your left knee in, so both knees are hugged in. Rock your hips a little side to side, like you're massaging your low back. When your knees rock to the right, let your left ear go toward the left. And then you're going so slow that that's doable. When your knees go to the left, your right ear goes to the right. And then you'll come back to the middle. Let's switch sides. Right foot comes on the mat, your knee's bent. Remember, you could keep it there. Your left knee hugs in. Now, what do you want to do with your right leg? Maybe you shimmy your leg out. Maybe you do that. It doesn't feel great. You're rebending. Now check in with your breath. Big breath in. Smooth breath out. You can have audible exhale. Your lips could be closed. Now you'll start to take your knee a little bit to the left and center. So your left knee goes wide towards your armpit, and then you bring your knee back in. The whole time, your low back is anchored on the mat. So your tailbone is reaching toward the top of your mat or whatever, towards your opposite foot. You're long through your spine. Next time you get to the left, you'll hold your knee out there. Just hug your knee in a little bit more. See if you can pull your knee in more, but reach your right heel, or if your knee's bent, you're reaching your leg away from you. Take a breath in, breath out. And then you'll bring your knee back to the middle, and then we'll straighten your left leg. So if you have your strap, remember you're putting it around your left foot if you want it. Otherwise, hands go behind your left thigh. So my hamstrings are pretty tight. Yours might not be. So don't use me necessarily as your visual for how straight your leg should look. That's like the warning. Maybe you get a straighter leg than me and your tailbone is long. Maybe your knee needs to be bent like mine to keep your tailbone long. Remember, you're in charge. This class is for you, right? So you're reaching your leg long. We want to find the length in the back of your thigh, but without forcing. And your low back for this class is your guide. So just try not to force your leg straight or force your knee bent. Take a big breath in, big breath out. One more time. And then you'll rebend your left knee, hug your knee in again, find that length. So when I say length, you're getting length in the front of your right hip as you hug your left knee in. And then you'll bring both your knees in and you rock a little bit side to side. So we are actually going to end seated. So I'm going to have either rock to one side and come up to sit, or you'll rock and roll up. So knees can be bent, you'll just roll over and then sit up. Your legs And I have you bend your knees first. So you're in reverse tabletop is where we're going. Fingers face forward, fingers can face out. If you have cranky wrists, some people just do. Elbows, forearms could be on your blocks. You walk your feet in a little more. Now I want you to roll your shoulders down your back, whether you're on your hands or your forearms. We're gonna lift your hips up. Some of you, like 1 inch is enough. Otherwise you're gonna lift your hips up a lot. So here you are if you're on your forearms, if you're on your hands, fingers are facing forward or out to the side, you're lifting your hips up. Now, option, you can look at your belly. Some of you could let your head lower back if your neck is healthy. Take a big breath in. You're opening up the front of your shoulders. Big breath out. One more time. And then you'll lower your hips back down. So there's a little bit of a quad stretch. And then you'll just stretch your legs out in front of you. So they could be mat width. You could go wider. If your body's still not like warm, wider or mat width might be nice. You could actually butterfly or crisscross. You could also go hip distance. Let's walk ourselves out. So I still have my blocks. And again, you want to feel supported here, like the blocks helped you at the warm-up. So take a breath. Long through your spine. Length. Collarbones reach towards your toes. And then you'll let yourself relax down. So if you have blocks or those pillows, say your couch is handy, you could rest your head, your forehead on your couch or on a chair. We're gonna linger here for a few breaths, right? So your neck's relaxed as much as it can. That's why you might be propped up. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. If you can reach your feet, go for it. You can pull your toes in. You're still not forcing anything, right? Your shoulders relaxed, your jaw's relaxed. If your facial muscles are really tense and you can't let them go, you might be forcing somewhere. So take a couple breaths. Just check out what's happening in your body. Where can you soften on your exhales? Take one more big breath in. Best breath out of the day. And then you'll lift your chest up. You'll walk yourself in. And you'll lift your shoulders up, roll them down your back. Take some comfortable legs. Let's do one side bend. Comfortable legs could be crisscross. They could be straight out in front of you. Right hand comes to your mat. Lift your left arm up. Reach up and over. Anchor your left hip down. Take a big breath here. Your right elbow might bend a little or a lot. Find some space through your left side body. You could have your elbow bent of your top arm also, so your arm doesn't have to reach. That might feel better on your shoulder. And then you'll inhale. Let's reach back up. Both arms reach up. See if you can shimmy taller. Now I want you to knit your ribs down towards your belly button. Left hand comes down. Lift up. Exhale up and over. Same thing, your right hip is anchored this time. Your left elbow might be bent a lot, it might not be. Do you need to bend or do you want to bend your right elbow? Can you open your ribs up a tiny bit more toward the ceiling? So we want that length of your side body. Take a breath in, big breath out. And then you'll press down into your hand. Inhale, lift all the way up. One more time, reach up, take up some space. Reach, 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 reach. Arms come wide, let your shoulders come down your back. Do a one shoulder roll. Lift up, roll back. Eyes can shut down, hands can rest on your thighs, palms can come together. You have 3 breaths. Check in, how does your body feel? Acknowledge you're showing up. Sometimes the moving slow is harder than the moving fast. Let's take one more breath together to close class. Take a breath in and a breath out. And eyes open. You did it. Give yourself a hand. Thanks for joining me for this stretch class. I hope you have an awesome rest of the day. If this is the end of your day, I hope you sleep amazing. If it's the beginning of your day, may it be an awesome day. Thank you. See you soon.